Coming up, great news on water sanitation, famine relief, a big advancement in stroke recoveries, which is apparently necessary for me because I may have just had one in this intro. A new kind of renewable energy to add to the massive pile of renewable energy that we already have, as well as still more good news in renewable energy. Welcome to Total Annihilation, your existential halftime, bringing you the news that no one else does because good news doesn't sell dish soap or ad space. You know what I'm trying to imply here. Guys, welcome. I am Niall Segay, aka Optimist Prime. Please, welcome to the treehouse. Pull up a cushion, make yourself a latte. Feel free to have a quick little jujitsu roll on the mats, and then stop by the studio. We'll do a little oil painting. Is that what happened in tree houses? Is anyone ever going to tell me? Guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Um, I'm a mixed bag, but I do like autumn. I like autumn. I don't know if I've already said that, but I'm not a hot summer girl. So when it starts to get cool, your boy gets hot. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah. So week's going all right. Oh, here's a little something that might be fun for you to know in case you're one of these YouTube people or in case you're one of these people who just want me to get my shit together. I am now doing them ahead of time. I am actually recording. This voice is coming to you from the distant past of Thursday, last Thursday. I'm recording this on Thursday. I'm going to chop it up and schedule it. Hopefully tonight it's going to come out smooth on Tuesday. Everyone's going to be happy. And then in about 2037, I will manage to post all of the YouTube videos. I am so sorry if you're a YouTube person. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Yeah, that's it. That's the update, guys. Let's just get to it. Let's get to it until I get another segment. This is a one segment show, but it's not a bad segment. Now for you, my top 10 favorite good news items from our home office in Finger, Manitoba. Number 10. Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize have joined forces to launch the Great Mayan Jungle Biocultural Corridor, an ambitious 14 million acre cross border reserve that will protect one of the world's most vital tropical forests. This initiative, the second largest protected area in the Americas after the Amazon, is designed not only to fight deforestation and shield indigenous lands, but also to create lasting opportunities for local communities. By combining conservation, security, and community development, the corridor represents a bold vision of regional cooperation that centers both people and ecosystems. Mexico's president was overjoyed and added, "Oh, so this is what it's like to not hate your neighbors." I'm kidding. I'm sure they love all of their neighbors equally. Leaders emphasize that success will depend on turning communities into allies through sustainable programs like tree planting initiatives and indigenous-led oversight councils, while rejecting destructive megaprojects. Damn it! But I had my destructive megaproject plans all drawn up, said El Medico Doom, Dr. Doom's little-known cousin. From Guatemala. Should have added from Guatemala there. El Medico. That is, what is that? That's over 1,900 days on Duolingo. I stopped doing Duolingo. I'm just doing chess now. They moved it to language and chess. What am I going to kill myself learning Spanish when I can just have fun on chess? That's not cool, Duo. Anyways, with Guatemala, Mexico, and Belize already drafting a shared roadmap and committing initial funding, the project reflects a rare moment of unity in prioritizing the environment over short-term girls, over short-term gains. If fully realized, the corridor could become a model for how nations, indigenous leaders, and local communities can come together to safeguard biodiversity and build a resilient, hopeful future for generations to come. Eh? Eh? That's a nice little start. I mean, come on. Three nations. I know it's very easy to get cynical. In fact, I would say it's hard not to get cynical. Forget easy to get cynical. It's really difficult to not be cynical, but that's three countries doing the thing on general principle. You can say, oh, there's some money in there. There might be, but there's way less money than if they were just like, let's fucking slash and burn this shit. Number nine, a groundbreaking new AI tool is transforming stroke care across England, dramatically improving recovery prospects for patients. By cutting diagnosis times by more than an hour, the technology gives doctors the ability to act quickly, tripling the likelihood of patients recovering without long-term disability. That is amazing. Also, and I'm sure I am just showcasing my ignorance here, but how does it take an hour or more to diagnose a stroke? Well, it's like, oh, gee, your 89-year-old grandmother can't speak, smile, or move her arm. Let's run some tests to see if she has a flu. What? You feel free to profile, guys. Just assume stroke, and then later, if you're wrong, you'd be like, "Oh fuck, I was wrong about that stroke. It's a kind of an expensive mistake, but all right." Already deployed in 100 stroke services and used to analyze over 60,000 brain scans, the tool is helping more people access life-saving treatments like clot-busting thrombolysis. I don't know if that's right. At the crucial early stages, when each minute makes a difference, experts are calling it a revolutionary step forward that is reshaping how strokes are treated. The real world impact is already clear. Patients like 55-year-olds, 55? Oh, fuck, how close am I? Sorry, that was jarring. I'm going to process that on my own time. You don't need to hear. Like 55-year-old Sean Theoff have experienced near full recoveries thanks to the rapid diagnosis enabled by AI. After suffering a stroke at home, Sean was scanned, diagnosed, and treated so quickly that he regained movement within hours and left hospital in under 2 days. His story highlights the promise of this technology, turning what could be a life-altering event into a chance for full recovery. With every NHS, that's the National Health Service in the UK, stroke unit now equipped, the AI system is setting a new standard for stroke care, one that offers thousands of patients each year the chance at faster treatment, fuller recovery, and a brighter future. Listen, man, you know me. You might not know me, whatever. There's a history of strokes in my family, so I'm keenly invested on this one. I'm surprised I only put it at 9. You know what? I was gonna put it at 1, but I was like, this isn't about me. This is about good news, not good news for Nile. But I would add, one of those things, if it's happening, if AI is being used somewhere this effectively, there was a number earlier in the article, I guess I didn't include it, but it was something like 61% um, improvement in recovery, like odds of recovery, 61% or something like that. I don't know if that's 3 times, probably not. But the point is, if something is this effective, it's not going to take long for it to expand across the world because that's how we do, man. I know. It's very, it's hard to see the good in humans with if you're scrolling anything. But it's our default setting. It's our default, like, if we got something that's gonna help, we're probably gonna expand it. So, good news for the world, I think. I'm gonna say that. Number 8. Oh, I like this one. Um I was more interested in the previous one, but I like this one more. A year-long 4-day work week pilot in Scotland has delivered strikingly positive results, showing that shorter working hours can both boost both productivity and staff well-being. 2 public bodies, South of Scotland Enterprises and account in bankruptcy, shifted to a 32-hour workweek without reducing pay or benefits while maintaining service standards. The results were clear. Employees reported reduced stress, greater job satisfaction, and improved work-life balance. At SOSI, It's an acronym for the first company there. 98% of the staff said the change improved motivation and morale, while sick days, especially those linked to psychological health, dropped significantly. This could be in part because the day that was cut off was Friday, so no one had to do that weird casual Friday forced good time thing that is just fucking soul sucking. Like, here's how bad those casual Fridays are. I have not had a day job in an office for going on 20 years, and I still remember it. I hated those days so much because we're supposed to be like, oh, we're wearing jeans now, so this is a good place to work. It's like, no, it's still the same shit, only now I don't have to worry about staining my pants. I mean, this isn't a huge shock, right? Because, I mean, Trump barely works 1 day a week, and look at all the damage he's managed to do. If anything, I think that is a proof that the fewer days you work, if you go quality over quantity, if everybody was working 1 day a week, let's try that for a month. I'm curious to see what will happen. The benefits weren't limited to staff. Productivity actually increased with client response times and core processes remaining stable. Workers also embraced more efficient ways of operating, from smarter planning to digitizing processes. Both organizations have extended the trial, underscoring confidence in the model. Advocates say this proves a 4-day work week can strengthen public services while improving workers' lives, and campaigners are urging Scotland to expand the policy across the sector. With more than 420 companies already adopting similar models across the UK since the pandemic, the Scottish trial adds momentum to a growing movement that reimagines work for a healthier, more sustainable future. See, I brought this up not just because I like it, but also because there was that story, and I think it was Greenland? Greenland or Iceland? Maybe Iceland, probably Iceland. We're talking about they did a 4-day work week, and it popped off as well. And what I'm saying is, there might actually be such a thing as the marketplace of ideas. Ugh, I hate that. It's such a bro term. But what I'm saying is, the 4-day work week it works. Is that a pun? I don't think it's a pun, but the point is it's the better idea. And the more information comes out that is like, this is the way to go, the more it's going to get adopted, regardless of what all the billionaires say, all the angry rich bosses who are like, no, you can't be happy. That's the weird part, right? Can we just say that now? There was this guy, this Australian guy who was like a muckety muck rich guy, and his whole thing against people working at home was something about like them not knowing who's boss. And like I feel like that's what this is really about. Like literally the whole don't work from home movement is just because these sad guys don't have any interior base to feel good. So they literally need this like narcissistic oxygen supply. They need someone around them to be miserable so they can see that they're happy, which is insane. Why did I totally spin that in a negative way. The point is these guys are fucked. There you go. Boom, back to the positive spin. Those guys are fucking hoop. Their days are numbered. It's only a matter of time. We're going down a 4-day work week and then maybe down to 3 days. I promise you that. Because at some point we're just going to be like, oh shit, you know what? I went down to 3 days. I'm still getting it done. Because that's the other thing I remember about my day jobs. If you if you told me, Nile, we're gonna pay you the same amount, you decide how much time you're putting into this, I would have finished a week's work in 2 days. I would have burned through it. Then I would have enjoyed the rest of my week. Number 7. Oh, why would I not write this out phonetically? Oh, especially the word. All right, here we go. Apologies to everyone, especially Japan. Fukuoka, Japan, I think it's Fuka, not fuck, has switched on the country's first osmotic power plant, only the second of its kind in the world, marking a promising step for clean, round the clock, renewable energy. Um, Also, just to say it, I think it's an amazing I think this is a very positive sign that I don't know about you, I'm kinda getting tired of renewable energy good stories. That's how many good stories there are about renewable energies where I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I get it. We're doing very well." Um the facility will generate about 880,000 kilowatts hours of electricity each year, enough to power the city's desalination plant and support around 220 households. While modest in scale, the breakthrough lies in the technology's reliability, pardon me. Unlike solar or wind, osmotic power doesn't depend on weather or daylight. As long as fresh water meets seawater, the system can continuously produce energy, offering a stable and sustainable complement to existing renewables. How fucking great is that? Um, at its core, osmotic power harnesses the natural process of osmosis. Fresh water and salt water are placed on opposite sides of a special membrane. The fresh water flows towards the salty side, creating pressure, and that's how you generate energy. Fuck, I love shit like that. God damn you nerds. Thank you for being such nerds. I love nerds who like dip into that shit because there's no way. You know how many times I had to Google osmotic power plant just to understand the basic premise and understanding. I am using that term loosely. Fucking great. Good for you. That is so. It doesn't. It's very exciting, guys. You know that they're gonna keep on keeping on. They're gonna improve this. What's the over under, do you think, on this taking over for solar? I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing. I know that might be optimistic, but that's the fucking podcast, isn't it? In a power plant, the in a power plant, pardon me, that pressure is captured to drive a turbine producing electricity. Fukuoka's plant adds an innovative twist by using concentrated brine left over from desalination, which increases efficiency by enhancing the salt gradient. Again, I understand none of that, but I'm really impressed. Good job, nerds. Though technical challenges remain, such as energy losses from pumping water and membrane friction, advances in design are steadily improving performance. With Denmark and Japan now leading the way, researchers see osmotic power as a potential game changer, a renewable source capable of delivering clean energy nonstop, day and night, and edging ever closer to joining the global energy mix. Um, yeah, that's just fucking great. It's just great. I love how overkill we're going on renewables. It's like we already have all most of the new power is all solar and like wind. It's like, yeah, let's just add another option. Why not? I fucking love it. We're just binging on renewables. It's the one good binge we're doing. Number 6. Global rice prices have fallen to their lowest level in 8 years, bringing relief to consumers and import-dependent countries after years of high food costs. What's more, weddings will no longer need to use quinoa to throw at the bride and groom, or groom, or bride and bride, or non-bridegroom, non-bridegroom. Um, By the way, if you're listening to this in the U.S., with all of the tariffs, you might not see the benefits. Record harvests in India, Thailand, and Vietnam, combined with India lifting export bans, have boosted global supply and eased inflationary pressures. For households across Asia and beyond, cheaper rice means more affordable meals and less strain on family budgets, while governments benefit from reduced food-related inflation. India's bumper harvest highlights how agricultural advances are strengthening food security, with expanded irrigation making rice fields more resilient to drought and erratic monsoons. Along with new seed adoption and government support programs, India has effectively monsoon-proofed rice production. Come on. What did I just say? What did I just monsoon-proofed? I know you're thinking, oh my God. And I'm sure there's like some nerd out there who's like, oh yeah, climate change. It's not just about climate change. We're talking like monsoons. What's that going to do to food supply? Fucking nothing, apparently. At least not to the supply of rice. Sit down, son. Again, I'm not downplaying climate change. I am just saying, look at us go. Look at us go. Monsoon proofing rice? While the price drop poses challenges for some farmers, especially outside of India, the long term trend toward higher yields and more resilient production underscores a positive shift. Greater stability in one of the world's most essential food staples and the promise of more affordable nutrition to millions. So go have some fried goddamn rice or some goddamn curried rice or just plain old rice, just delicious fucking carbs. Do it. This is great. This is again just to finish the story that is not written there. More people with food, the day, uh, more people with cheap food, right? Less famine, more people who can then use that money to do other things. More people in the chat means more progress overall. It feels like momentum. Feels like momentum for this kid. Number 5, I may have already reported on this, but whatever, let's fucking go. Let's go. A recent WHO/UNICEF report on water sanitation and hygiene revealed mind-blowing changes in the past 25 years. I did report on this, but you know what? Fuck it. Sometimes you do a cover of your own work. In 2000, only 2/3 of humanity, Jesus, could drink safe water. Now, granted, some of that was due to the fact that I really enjoyed long showers, and I apologize. I apologize. I realized I was being very selfish. Today, it's 3/4, despite the world's population growing by 2 billion. Um, During the same time, sanitation has gone from being accessible to less than half of the world to nearly 60%. And basic hand washing has gone from 59% to 80% of global population. The scale of this is almost impossible to get your head around. We are talking about billions of lives altered in the most tangible of ways. Homes with taps, schools with toilets, clinics where soap and water are always available. Less infection, less death, more people in the chat. Do I have to repeat this? Okay. Progress like this slips past unnoticed, hidden by the news cycles, but in the grand sweep of history, it's as big as anything gets. Those numbers represent real children playing in the streets instead of dying from some shitty fucking disease. Hundreds of millions of mothers spared the daily burden of carrying water, and countless communities freed to focus on more than just survival. Also, why is it just the moms carrying the water? What are the dads doing? Feel like weaponized incompetence. We move on. More people in the chat, right? Do I have to repeat it? I'm going to stop repeating it. Just from now on, after each of these stories, just say more people in the chat means more progress. Just say that in your head. It might not even apply, but it probably will. Number 4. For the first time in 10 years, no African country is considered at high risk of being unable to pay back its national debts, a big step forward for the continent's economic stability. Countries that had struggled during the pandemic, like Zambia, Ghana, and Malawi, have now restructured their debts, brought inflation under control, and put in place stronger financial policies. Even Kenya has been able to return to international markets, showing that investors are regaining trust. This progress is creating a sense of optimism about Africa's future. While a few countries still face challenges, the overall picture is much brighter than it was a few years ago. Also, apologies to Kenya. I know you're thinking, why did he single us out? The article singled you out. I don't. I just read what's on the page or on the screen. Um, I wasn't sitting there thinking like, fucking even Kenya's got its shit together. I have no problem with you, Kenya and Kenyans. You seem like lovely people. Investors are looking more positively at Africa, and governments are showing they can handle tough economic times. For everyday people, this stability means a stronger foundation for growth, more reliable services, and a chance for steady improvement in the quality of life across the continent. Once again, I'm going to say this again. Something great. Some things great. Multiple great things are coming out of sub-Saharan Africa in the next 10 years. By 2035, check in on this. I need to write it down. Yeah. I just fucking feel it. I feel it with all of this shit going on. Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. They're like in school right now, doing dumb shit. You know, but like they're coming. Those fucking osmotic renewable energy plant nerds are incubating in Kenya and Malawi It's the best. Number three. So you're not going to believe this. You might want to sit down, but solar power has surged again. What are the odds? What are the odds? I feel at this point, you got to call your broker and get some kind of investment in solar power, or you gotta scrape whatever cash you got under the couch, go invest in solar. Because if you're not, what are you doing? The world is on pace for another record-breaking year in clean energy, with 380 gigawatts of new solar power installed in just the first half of 2025, a 64% jump compared to the same period last year. To put in perspective, global installations passed 350 gigawatts by June this year, a milestone that wasn't reached until September 2024. This rapid buildout has cemented solar as the fastest growing source of electricity worldwide, delivering more new power than any other energy source and helping countries secure reliable, locally produced energy that isn't tied to volatile fossil fuel markets. Shockingly, China continues to drive much of this growth, accounting for two-thirds of global solar additions and more than doubling its own installations from last year. But the surge extends far beyond China. India boosted its installation by nearly 50%. The US added 21 gigawatts despite policy headwinds, which is code for jackass in power. And Africa is accelerating with solar panel imports up 60% year on year. I really hope that this progress continues so that maybe one day African countries won't be lumped in as Africa in these stories. We can use their names like we do for other countries. Together, these numbers show a world rapidly embracing clean energy at unprecedented speed with momentum across multiple continents. 2025 is set to be an historic year for solar power, underscoring its central role in building a sustainable and resilient global energy future. I wanted to include this story because I really enjoy being right. I've said it before. I'll keep saying it again because I just like the sound of it. We always underestimate our own pace of progress and growth when it comes to good news. And I can't see why this exponential growth won't continue. Like, I can't see why a year from now, it's not going to be like, oh, we did it again. We've installed more solar panels by fucking April than we did by September of last year. Like, this is again, it goes back to the predictions we had in 2005 about solar. We're always like, oh, I don't know. And then add to that the osmotic power plants. They're not just going to sit there and do nothing. You think that's probably going to get better, more efficient. And then I haven't even touched nuclear fusion, guys. That's just sitting there. Nuclear fusion is coming off the bench. You have a team where nuclear fusion is coming off the bench? God damn. How are we not going to the finals? That's all I'm saying. Number two, here's one that makes me uncomfortable because I don't think my old man brain can process this, but it's still good news. Okay, I'll just get on with it. On August 12th, 2025, aviation took another leap forward when a solar-powered aircraft reached a new unofficial altitude record. The modified Electra 1, piloted by Solar Stratos founder Rafael Domjan, Domjan, soared to 31,237 feet above Switzerland's Valais Alps. This is going to be my operatorless elevator. This is going to be the thing. I'm going to be that old man where it's like, oh, old man Nile refuses to get on a solar powered plane. I don't know. He thinks it's going to crash. I don't know what to tell him. He's being such an idiot. You know how they are, these fucking Gen Xers. Um, there's no reason for me to feel this. Anyways, the 5-hour flight was powered entirely by sunlight, with solar panels stretched across the 81-foot wings, fueling a remarkably efficient electric motor. Lightweight and glider-like, the plane demonstrated just how far clean technology can go with smart design and a bit of sunlight. This achievement is part of the ambitious Swiss Solar Stratos project, which aims to prove that solar and electric power can handle long duration, high altitude flight, with an ultimate goal of reaching the stratosphere at 82,000 feet. Why? What's more, the plane's engine is nearly silent, which allows passengers across the entire plane to hear Karens giving flight attendants a hard time about the snack selection. So, got that to look forward to. Maybe we can get a solar powered Karen. While the record still awaits confirmation, it marks a major milestone for sustainable aviation. The success highlights how innovation in solar flight isn't just theory anymore. It's happening in real skies, opening the door to a cleaner, more inspiring future of air travel. Um, yeah. I mean, I know I did the joke, but I'm pretty sure you're still going to need like a solar powered white noise generator, at least for the passengers sitting next to the toilet. Y'all know, if you know, you know. Moving on now to the number one favorite good news story for the week. Brazil just reported a major win for the Amazon. Fires destroyed 65% less rainforest in July 2025 compared to the same month last year. Satellite images showed 143,000 hectares burned, so a lot. The lowest monthly figure since tracking began in 2019. This sharp drop comes ahead of Brazil hosting the UN Climate Summit in Belém later this year and signals real progress in protecting the world's largest tropical forest. Good month for tropical forests, y'all. The improvement is being credited to stronger rains, tighter government monitoring, a growing awareness among farmers and residents about the costs of fire damage. This marks the first time since 2006 that we've had a pleasantly convenient truth. Uh, remember inconvenient truth? Okay. Across the whole country, fire destruction in July fell 40% year on year, with nearly 60% fewer hectares burned so far in 2025 compared to 2024. President Lula committed to ending Amazon deforestation by 2030. These numbers highlight both momentum and hope for the rainforest's recovery. Um, Also, a little something for those of you who are concerned about Trump, which I'm pretty sure is most people. Bolsonaro, former Brazilian Trump Bolsonaro, at the time of this recording, has been found guilty by 2 out of 5 judges. Which, by the way, amazing system. Every fucking trial should have an odd number of judges. You can get one idiot, as we've seen, but you cannot get, or it's harder to get 5 idiots. Anyways. And here's a little bonus story. Here's a little bonus. I was just writing it out. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna throw this one on the Barbie. If you had to guess, do you think U.S. prisons are filling up? Do you think they're going up in terms of folk in there? Because the United States is entering a new era of criminal justice, with its prison population shrinking dramatically for the first time in decades. After peaking at over 1.6 million in 2009, the number of people behind bars fell to just over 1.2 million by the end of 2023 and could drop to around 600,000 in the coming years, a decline of roughly 60%. So that just proves that you can use ChatGPT to defend yourself in court. Give it a go. This trend reflects decades of falling crime, especially among young people whose lower rates of offending mean fewer future prisoners. Young people who would have turned to crime now see that they have other better options, such as the GOP and podcasting. The shift promises not only a fairer justice system, but also huge societal benefits: less crowding, lower costs, and more focus on prevention and rehabilitation rather than long term incarceration. The shadow of this story, of course, is that this could be a devastating blow to the right wing panic machine and puts a lot of weight on anti trans morons. Because if you can't freak out about, crime, so much worse than it actually, it's gotten so much worse. This decline is good news for everyone, families, communities, and taxpayers alike. States can rethink oversized and outdated prisons, redirecting funds towards schools. Wow, what a novel fucking concept. Healthcare and other priorities. Older inmates who rarely reoffend can be released more humanely. That's weird. That sounded like a hunting catch and release. More humanely. Reducing suffering and costs. While prisons still exist, the U.S. is on track to experience the benefits of a lower crime society with a smaller, smarter, and more compassionate prison system that protects communities while saving money and promoting human dignity. Um, I put this story because it's really, I put in the story because it's really easy to forget. Um, that despite a very small, very loud number of people, humanity is gonna humane. That's our default. It's like, it's just most of us would rather come up with some cool way of settling things that doesn't involve fucking being dickish or monsters. We do. I know whatever. You can say what you want, but we do, for the most part, we do wish the best for each other. And that's gonna continue no matter how many dictators try to just fucking be a parking brake on progress. I mean, do what you want, but you're just prolonging the inevitable. Um, I mean, and you might think that's fucking ridiculous, right? But like, I don't know. Think about like 30 years ago, the whole war on drugs shit, tough on crime and all of that. It's like now we're kind of like pivoting, or at least the US is pivoting, not we. The US is pivoting to rehabilitation, which I think is a good sign. Um, I don't know. It's not perfect, but it's a change for the better. Here's a little something I thought I wanted to add on. Because a lot of times, I pitched this to the good folks at the Beaverton podcast, of which I will be returning to, I think, next week. Um, but it's, you hear news, you hear good news, you hear bad news. It would be nice to have an option for you to do so that you feel less helpless. So here's a little something. If you're in the mood, there's a lovely organization called SaveTheChildren.ca. And their whole thing is that they save children. Oh, I get it now. Anyways, if you want, you can donate to them. Might feel like a little something. Doesn't have to be a huge chunk of change, but might make you feel better. Guys, that's it. That's it for the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Um, if you haven't already, please rate and review, for the love of God. Please, I'm dying. I'm dying on the vine. Sign up for my newsletter, which is either on my site or in the bio, wherever you're checking this out. It's on my at nilesagan.com. You can follow me at Niall Sagan on all of the social media. Again, as I mentioned, I'm on the Beaverton podcast, but I also have another podcast called Comedians in Dungeons and Getting Dragons, which is really a fun time. Give that a listen if you want a little chaser. And if you want to support me, if you like what I do, please go to buymeacoffee.com/total annihilation to support me. If you have any emails, you have any questions, comments, totalannihilation@gmail.com. And that's it. There you go, guys. If you cannot be a shining example, be a terrifying warning. Let's get it on three, everybody. 1, 2, 3.